Angie's Live. Jenny, thank you for renewing your membership, honey. That means a lot to me. It really does. I appreciate you guys so much. You just don't know. So, we're going to start with the song as usual so I can get my stuff together here. Here we go. One of the greatest of all time. Who doesn't like Billy Joel? Except May May. I bet May May don't like Billy Joel. Gotta watch out for May May. I don't know where May May's at. I love you, May May. I do. I love my May. All right, so today we are going to be talking about a conversation that a creator had with Hunter's mother, Allison's neighbors. Okay? Now, as I say, I am a commentary channel. I commentate. I give my opinion. If you get educated by it, that's a good thing. That just means I'm not wasting my breath. But we are just going to talk about a lot of different things today. Actually, hey, Chris. I just thought it was really interesting. I have had this Crime Stories Obsessed live. I've had it in my watch later list for a long time. Someone actually reminded me of it through Facebook. I appreciate that so much. Mama Bear. Real clap. I am also going to be going over a Mama Bear live, actually. But we'll do that here in a little bit. So first I want to get this. Let me make sure I am prepared for it. Welcome to my low budget channel. Hey, Sage. Let me say this before I get started. Okay. Now, I care about people. I really do. A few people decided that they were going to come into my chat yesterday. They just assumed I was going to change the narrative of what I was talking about. They wanted to make it about them. Now, I love it that y'all have grandkids. And I love it if you've never said a curse word in your life. Okay? But let me say this. Don't be a new person that I've never seen before and come into my chat like you're big shit. Okay? It doesn't work out real well. All right? So, like I said, I love everybody having grandkids. We all got different things going on, but no. Don't come into my chat when I do not even know who you are and think you're going to be rude to me or anybody in my chat. That is the quickest way for you to be shown the door. Okay? Now, I am the type of person, I do push a lot of people's channels. I give people credit, even if I'm not watching their stuff. I will push other people's channels. But don't ever come into my chat with your fucking scallywags and run your damn mouths and then think that you're going to try to pimp your shit out over here. Is that understood? Let's get it straight. Get it straight. I don't even want to see you people in chat today. At all. Take warning. That is a warning. He is really good, Chris. Even though it's really cold outside, he's doing real well. Believe me, he's been eating all day. He cracks me up. I feed him every day. And then he waits for my son to come home for lunch. And he stands there and stares at my son like I hadn't fed him already. So then he eats again because my son's like, oh, I got to feed him. Yeah, the dude eats all day. He is Gucci. I've never had a one-eyed Gucci kitty before. He is Gucci. He wants that couture food. You know what I mean? For sure. Okay, so this is a conversation that Crime Stories Obsessed. Please go check her channel out. I really like listening to her. And her link is in my description. Okay. Luna, where have you been? Where you been hanging out? I don't want to know. It's just something that I say. All right. I personally don't care where you've been, but it's good to see you. Lori Ann Benoit is in the house. Oh, yeah. Watch this mess. Did you name yourself that so you could come into my chat so I could say, watch this mess? I'm just teasing. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Hey, I don't hide the fact that I can get bitchy. Feisty and bitchy are two different things. Okay? For real. And, you know, it's okay if you don't like the fuck word. All right? You're a grown adult. It's called move on if you don't. But definitely don't come in and make me say it. All right? Oh, you made me cuss yesterday. Dang it. Dang it. Okay, so this is Allison's neighbor. Now, to give you guys a little rundown on who Allison is, Allison and Candace Blywells were best friends. They hung out with each other. Allie stayed up on the hill at 110 with Candace for a period of time. A man by the name of Jose came in between these two friends. Okay? He did. Now, I don't want to have to say the chicks with the D word, but they had a falling out because Jose and Allie were actually intimate one time. Then, if I remember correctly, Jose was getting a little lovey-dovey with Candace. He was emotionally, giving her some, hugs and loves or whatever. And he makes a comment that he liked chicks that had male appendages. That's what I'm going to say. That's what I'm going to call it. Y'all can call it what you want. Okay, so give me 1 second, please. One moment. Okay, thank you guys. I'm so sorry. The weather's supposed to get really nasty here, so, and I'm sure it's going to get nasty where you guys are at, so please be careful. He made that up so Candace and Grandma would leave him alone. Could you imagine having to make something like that up so them women would leave you alone? That's crazy. So, okay. And this, like I said, when I talk about when I commentate on different things, the conversation can go in any direction, okay? So, but let's get this started. Oh, let me rewind it a little bit here. So, like I said, this is Allie. This is Allison's neighbors. And they're going to give us a little idea of what transpired around that household. It's dark there. Wow. 20:16 p.m. Hey, Poppy. Kentucky's going to have it the worst. I don't know. I think we're supposed to get like up to 7 inches. And I don't mind the snow so much. I don't like it when it gets really cold and we have ice. I'm not crazy about having ice. For sure. I do have the closed captions on this. Like I said, please go check out Crime Stories Obsessed. She has some really good stuff on pertaining to the Summer Wells case. Arkansas is going to get hit hard too. There was somewhere else. You are bullseye for the ice there too. Wow. You know, what worries me is the animals, right? Oh, thanks, Lorianne. The animals and homeless individuals. And I'll never forget. And yes, I'm going to get started. I know people are like, remain calm, just doesn't shut her mouth. But I do want to tell you guys about a man, and I believe he was schizophrenic. He would walk up and down a certain road and talk to himself. Now, this man was around for years and years. Daily, I would see him walking, up and down the same road. He would always be talking to himself. I never actually seen him with anyone else. And it's probably been, I want to say like 7 or 8 years ago that he just poof disappeared. And I always wondered what happened to him. Well, we have a Payless grocery store, and that was one of these little areas he would walk around. And the weather got real bad and it got very cold. And unfortunately, they found him unalived by one of the big dumpsters that the store had outside. So that was so sad. That was so sad when that happened. So, hopefully organizations will be opening up their doors for, individuals who cannot or do not have the means to get in out of the cold, for sure. So, all right, here we go.
So, who have we got there tonight? Hello.
Melissa.
I'm Ashley.
I'm Morgan.
Melissa,
Hey, guys.
Ashley, and Morgan. Hi,
Hey,
guys.
nice to meet you. I'm Kat.
So we've got Kat here, my co-host, and myself, Emma. I'm not showing my face tonight, guys. I've got COVID and I don't feel particularly well, so you'll have to bear with me.
Kat, are you the one who sent it to me on Facebook? Kat, thank you, Kat.
But it's nice that you're able to sit out on that porch. It looks really nice. Snowing here.
Well, good. I'm glad you did, Peace Bugs.
So the main reason why you want to...
If you've already watched it, you don't necessarily have to stay and hang out and watch it again if you don't want to. Mimi. Mimi's a new member. Is it Mimi or Mimi? But thank you for being a new member. Thank you very much.
To come on and talk to us all was due to the fact that the things that you were hearing online did not tally up with what you were told personally about the 15th of June. Is that correct?
Yeah, well, no, I know that Allie was at the ballpark that day. I do know that.
Yeah.
And people say, how do I know? Because ask them, these people, they never leave the house. They don't go anywhere. They're hermits. And so when they do something, you will remember what they do, because it's shocking that they ever do anything with their.
Now, what's she talking about as far as the ball field, right? Candace called Hunter, said Summer's missing. Hunter says, if it's true, if she's really missing, then call Allie, right? Because don't forget, Allie and Candace weren't speaking. Supposedly. We're not having conversations. So to Hunter, if Candace called Allie and told her, then it would have been more truthful. That's the way it all sounded. Okay. Allie and Leslie were at a football game, I believe, and Candace calls Allie while they're on the ball field. Hey, the mouse.
Their kids. So
Okay.
I remember at the ballpark when Allie was over there between, practice was at 6. So I know that between 6 and 8 that she was at the ballpark in Lynn Garden, and Hunter was with his girlfriend and her mother. I do know that.
Now, if I remember correctly, Chris, and I'm glad you said that, right? They all used to party together. Who used to party together? Who did all the partying together? Is that your opinion, Peace? Is that your opinion, or you actually have receipts showing that all of that is factual? I'm not saying you're not telling the truth, because the way that they made it out, that Candace and Allie had not been in each other's company for a while, right? So you partied with them? You actually were present when the party was going on at the Hog? I'm just asking. I'm just asking. So, okay. Party at the Hog. Not very long before 6:15. When was the last time? Oh, no thank you, Peace. No thank you. I don't do the source stuff, honey. No, I'm not saying that you're not telling the truth, but no thank you. No thank you. I would need to see receipts on that. So, I'm not into my source told me this and my source told me that. Not saying that your source isn't telling you the truth. I don't know, but I don't do sources over here, ma'am. Thank you, though.
Yeah.
But
There was an altercation later that day between the girlfriend's mom and everybody.
okay, see, because there was
Yeah.
a big argument that day with the girlfriend's mom and everybody outside.
Yeah. Out back behind my house.
Behind her house.
So if we start back at the beginning then, so from when Summer goes missing, and then it starts to come out that she's disappeared. Alice starts to become aware of it. She's at the ball field. When you speak to her afterwards, after the event, and she starts telling you what happened when she pulled up with the truck, what did she say to you about that day?
She told me that she never went to the truck and that she beat herself up every day, all the time about it because she wished that she would have went over there, but she did not go over there.
They are saying Allie said she didn't go to the truck. So I don't know if Allie ever came out and said that again. I do have the unmasked interviews pulled up. We're going to kind of go back and forth. Thank you, Luna. Thank you so much. So we are going to kind of go back and forth. I don't know if Allie ever came out, and it's okay, Chris. I know it's good. Mama Bear said no, she didn't go. Okay, so we do, and okay, let me say this very quickly. I know that the more that Allie came out on different panels, she was being paid. Okay. And when someone goes on different panels and they're receiving money, the stories have to start becoming a little more embellished, right? You too, Luna. Thank you so much. Thank you, Luna. So the only if it's true and Allie did not go to that truck and physically see Summer, then the only thing that Allie has to go by is what Hunter says, right? Hey, Appy, happy Friday to you. What Hunter says to her, right? That's the only thing Allie has to go on. Now, remember, when Candace went into Allie's house, when she picked up Hunter, did Allie physically see Candace and Summer? Was Allie in bed and didn't physically lay eyes on Candace and Summer? The weird thing to me is Allie saying how much she loves Summer, and Summer is physically in her house. Why wouldn't have Allie at least woke up enough to say, hey, Summer, love you, or whatever, right? Well, like I said, I think that's more of they only knew what Hunter was telling them, for sure.
So I don't know why she keeps lying. I think that she's using that little girl for attention and for people to feel sorry for her. And I just don't think it's right.
No, it's wrong.
It is very, very wrong.
And she knows that Hunter is not in foster care, and she knows that he's in trouble. She knows he does smoke weed and smoke cigarettes and everything else. He done it before that day, and she allows it. So it just makes me mad that she's trying to lie and act like she's something that she's not.
Now, granted, I am not going to sit here and say horrible things about Allie. I'm not going to do that. She's no longer with us. Rest in peace, Allie. We are just basically talking about the different, things that were said, and just maybe I don't know if I can even come close to making sense out of the nonsense. I try not to do that because it will drive you crazy, especially in Summer's case. But I do truly believe that, yes, Allie knew what her son was doing more than any of the rest of us knew what he was doing. Okay? She probably knew that for a long time, that, at his age, that he was doing things that he shouldn't be doing. I also truly believe that she knew also that, Candace was kind of giving Hunter things that, she probably shouldn't have been giving him.
But yeah, I mean, I think the most concerning thing to me, I mean, we can get into everything else, but like the one big thing is like her telling everybody that she didn't go over to the truck is a big thing, because if you've watched the interviews online, she's told multiple sources
Yes, she has.
that she got up from where you're like sat now, like on her little balcony. She went over to the truck and she saw Summer.
That's what she said.
Yeah,
I don't understand why.
On the camera.
Because she told Chris McDonough that. You can go back and watch the interview with Chris McDonough. She said she physically walked out to the truck. She even went as far as to state that Candace said, no, don't wake her up. Right? Something along those lines.
But right here is her porch. Right there she is, probably, I think, coming in. And she oh God, it's probably about to be an argument, but I don't care. Whatever. They lie.
Yeah, I mean, and the TBI are aware of the lies and everything.
Yeah.
Are they? Yeah, because
It's still a very active investigation.
And let me say this. If you all don't think that TBI didn't see the inconsistencies in what was being said, that they did not go back and say, wait a minute, ma'am, did you see that child or not? It doesn't matter if they didn't want to tell YouTubers the truth, but law enforcement needed to know the truth. So whatever was said, I can guarantee you that TBI knows the real side of the story for sure.
They have come on multiple times, at least once a month. They come on and talk about it and let us know, you know, like as the public, that they are indeed still, you know, investigating and looking. And the cops know that there's the stories that are told are lies. They know that there's no facts behind it. The one thing they do know, and the only thing they know that's true, is that Summer's missing, and
That's right.
She's still not home.
You're right, ma'am.
Yeah,
She's still not home to this day.
The lie that she told, you know, I mean, I know we've got Hunter saying that he saw her in the car, but he was intoxicated when he arrived home, as far as Ali said on an interview the other day. So if he was intoxicated on the way home, was he capable of knowing whether Summer was actually okay in the car? And then that's concerning, because if she wasn't, you've got Ali saying that she saw her. If she hadn't have been there, or she'd actually been really ill, her saying she'd seen Summer when she didn't actually go over is huge, because, you know, not only is she lying, but
well, and this is just totally my opinion. I don't think that Hunter having a twisted tea and a vape pen made him messed up so much that he couldn't process reality. We're talking about even though he was what, 15, 16, right? And like I said, this is my opinion. I don't think that a twisted tea and a vape pen is going to do that to Hunter with what we know now, right? With what we know now, right? So, but that's highly my opinion. Now, my opinion does not necessarily have to be other people's opinions, okay? For sure.
she could change this.
Yeah, but I think she's just saying that kind of cover for Hunter. I mean, if so, because she don't know what, you know, really.
She don't know what happened. She wasn't there.
Yeah.
She don't know,
Yeah.
you know,
Well, don't forget, Chris. What did Don Wells say? They cannot arrest anyone without any evidence. Don said that himself. Now, that's kind of common sense. Well, now we've seen arrests made in different cases when they have not found the remains of a person or something like that. But if you don't have evidence that there was a crime committed, right?
My daughter went to school with them prior to this, so we knew them previously. But when my daughter started, teenage girls, Lord help us, but they harbored my daughter for over 12 hours when she ran away
And lied.
and lied to the police. Told me dead to my face that she wasn't in that house, and she was very well in that house. So my thing is, if you will lie for a minor.
Was she ever charged for that? Right? Were there any charges for harboring a minor that ran away from home? Right? Yeah, we're going to talk about that, Lorianne. She'll mention the fight that happened out back of the house. And you will also hear Allie and these neighbors fighting with each other. Okay?
Who was barely 12 years old, only 12 years old for barely 30 days. You're going to help your so-called ex-best friend cover up. There's...
And this is, okay, these are the only neighbors who came out and talked about Allie and them. So, yeah, it's the same neighbor.
Drug use on both sides on that part, and I just feel, they know. Hunter knows. Candace and them know, but they will not come forth and say anything. And it's very just, I don't know. It's sickening because it's a child.
Yeah.
And she act like Hunter was disturbed and this and that. That's not true. That's so not true.
He violated probation.
Yes, he's in juvenile detention for getting in trouble. So I mean,
and yes, they were coming out talking about he was in foster care, and they said a lot of different things, right? They said a lot of different things. Yeah, this is on Emma's Crime Stories Obsessed. The link is in the description. You guys please go check her out.
They lie about everything. So it's like you lie about small stuff. What else you lie about? I think
our boys went to school with him. Up until he got sent off.
So yeah. I just want to believe they say for her to come in and acting like a hero and this and that. I don't believe it. I think she's crazy. She told me the night that Summer disappeared that she was on her front porch and she heard Summer telling her that she was home, talking about letting Summer know that she was there with her. Summer was letting Allie know, hey, I'm here, I'm home, in spirit. Why would she say that?
Yes, don't forget about that. Allie said that Summer came to her and said, I'm home. I'm home. Well, you have a good day too, Peace Pugs.
That was quite odd. I found that quite disturbing when she said that.
I mean, she's literally gone a couple hours.
And just to let you know, Peace Pugs, we already knew that before the 15th of June, that Candace was associating herself with Allie's mom. Remember, there's pictures. They went out and ate. Even though Hunter tried to say that they had not spoke for a long time, don't ever forget the text messages of, what was it, June 4th? Was it June 4th? were almost identical to the 15th. So I believe that Hunter even tried to say that he had spoke to her on some social media site or something, right? They had been in communication. There's no doubt about that in my mind. Now, I don't know who was partying at the Hog. I've heard a lot of things about the Hog. Okay? For sure.
And you're already saying that you hear a spirit
Right.
and that she's there. I mean, that's why would you say that?
If you don't know something else, why?
Yeah. You know, you've apparently seen her in the car, but then, you know, we've got audio of you saying you never looked in the cab.
Oh, does she, Chris? I really like Emma. I always have. I have been subbed to her for a long time.
It just and lying. I mean, to whether it's be to protect him. I mean, listen to this.
No, see, I didn't look in the cab.
And so she told her that
told me personally she sat on her porch and told me her side of the story that she went out there and looked and seen Summer in the vehicle. She told me that herself. She did.
Yeah, and she told me that she didn't. So it's like, what? I mean, why are you?
So why was that such a big deal that you're going to contradict yourself by telling two people that you know they're friends? One, you're going to say, I went out there and looked. The other one, you're going to say, I didn't go out there and look. Me too, Night. I do too. I love her accent. I don't. That's where we get back into why lie about it. Now, the unmasked interviews, when they start discussing a timeline with Allie, she says, I can't talk about that. I can't talk about that. Now, you guys can see those interviews. They're in my lives. They're very easy to find with what Allie actually told the women from Unmask.
Why? Why do you keep on changing your story?
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, the only reason why I would guess you would change your story is to protect your child. But even then, I mean, I wouldn't be able to protect my child if I thought there was something going on. I mean, do you think that anything could have gone on that day when they were at the swim hole? Because it just seems strange that not only does she apparently become ill while she's down there, he's intoxicated when he comes back. You've got Ali saying one thing and then the next. It's like we don't get any truths. It's trying to pull the truth.
None of them told the truth. Every single one of those people that were involved, and I'm not saying that they were physically involved with what happened to Summer that day. All of the people associated with the Wells have came out and contradicted themselves on different things that they were saying. One thing was the fact that when the conversation was being had with Chris McDonough, dry drowning was brought into it. Right? We all remember that, right? Do you really believe that Hunter, being young the way that he was at the time, do you really believe that that came from him? That came from him? I think a lot of grown women, and I can name 5, 6, 7 of them, who were 20 questioning Hunter, right? His mama, Leslie, grandma, great grandma. Don't forget, allegedly, Candace and grandma, boy, what have you been telling law enforcement? Remember? And Hunter's like, you're not going to intimidate me. I ain't scared of you. And I have to say allegedly, because guess what? How many contradictions can we catch him in? For sure. I don't know. I'm just saying. And let me ask you guys this. If you had a child that something like that happened with, would you protect that child? Would you try to protect your son if you knew in your heart that your son did nothing wrong? Now, I'm not saying Hunter's a perfect kid. He already got in trouble. He was already in trouble. Okay? Would you not try in some way to, to at least try to protect your child somehow? Right?
There's a TikTok video.
TikTok video of that day of them showing Summer and Hunter at that swim hole is very weird. It's very odd. I don't know.
She swims away from him. Like she tries to get away from him.
Now, the thing about it is, you guys can go back and watch that TikTok. It's out there. Candace made the comment that Summer didn't like to be splashed in the face and stuff. Hunter was kind of splashing at her. And Candace even said that she told Hunter to stop doing that because Summer didn't like it. Somewhere along that line, right? Somewhere like that, right?
Yeah. And I mean, I don't know if you know, there was a channel, Molly Go Lightly, and she actually went out to Tennessee and she took some great photos while she was there. But one of them, just see if I uploaded it or not. I don't know if this is it. It's not the best, but you can see as the waters receded, you can see all of the branches where, so you can see where the water line would normally come up to, and those branches are quite far out. I mean, it's just concerning. You throwing a kiddie off your shoulders, for instance, or you're playing in the water. It wouldn't take much to get injured,
No. We take our boat out on that lake every summer, and we have actually pulled our boat into to where they were at, which is like to the left of where the horses are located. And that's a very like rocky part. Like if the water's down some,
and I'm going to say this. You had JLR and all of them actually said they spoke with someone at the horse stables that said that the vehicle, the truck, had been sitting there most of the day. Most of the day. Now, with them being, media, don't forget, they all had their little press passes. Why wouldn't you ask more questions about that? Why wouldn't you say exactly what time? If that vehicle was sitting there most of the day, tell me a little bit more about that. How was that vehicle sitting there most of the day when allegedly they were driving that vehicle most of the day? Candace acts like it only sat there long enough for they were waiting on the prescription to be filled. Why was it there most of the day? Why was it there most of the day? Who did you see getting in and out of it, right? If I see a vehicle, now I ain't saying that they paid that much attention to it, right? The horse stables burnt down. That's sad. That is sad.
You can swim, but if the water is, if it's full and the water,
It's hard.
if you can't go out on there.
You get beat up. It's low rocks.
Yeah.
And somebody's left a comment here saying, Ali told another channel that H got home from his girlfriend's house and he was rocking back and forth in his room, and it took everything for her and her friend to get him out of his room.
I'm sorry, but if I was Hunter, I'd have been fucking hiding too. They were probably, like I said, 20 questioning the boy. It was probably the only conversation that was going on around that house. Allie, Leslie, and Grandma. Great Grandma. Right?
I mean, if that's the case, I don't know if I've heard that. I don't think I have. Have you heard that, Kat?
No, not directly that quote. But I did want to just quickly ask something at this point, just before we carry on, and that was did any of you guys ever meet Summer, or did you know her, or Candace or Don at all?
I have met them actually. Yes. I live 2 houses. I live here. I'm Melissa's neighbor as well. I live 2 houses up from them.
They played at this park right over here with all.
Wait. So this person talking listen to this again, because maybe I'm hearing this wrong.
This point, just before we carry on, and that was did any of you guys ever meet Summer, or did you know her, or Candace or Don at all?
I have met them actually. Yes. I live 2 houses. I live here. I'm Melissa's neighbor as well. I live 2 houses up from them.
Melissa's neighbor. I live 2 houses up from them. Think the truck at the horse pond was a decoy or a switch? Could Allie drive? Okay, let's talk about that, Chris. Because, I've had a lot of things go on in my mind about that. What do we know? Nothing. What do we know that's truthful? Nothing. Candace allegedly sat in the hospital parking lot for 2.5 hours. 2.5 hours. While waiting on Grandma. She leaves, goes to get Hunter, and while she's picking him up, Grandma calls. Says she's ready to be picked up. Right? I guess if I would have been speaking to somebody at the horse stables, I would have asked more questions. I would have definitely asked more questions. I would have wanted to know if that vehicle was sitting there most of the day. Was there another vehicle that perhaps came to the area, et cetera, right? Yeah, I don't know if Allie drove or not. I really don't. And don't forget, now Chris McDonough said that law enforcement went and had a conversation with Hunter like 3 or 4 times, right? Because Chris said the last time that they talked to Hunter, they actually sent a female agent out to have a conversation with him. But what we need to realize also, and I'm not saying this is the case, okay, you guys? Hunter was in trouble for other stuff. So we don't know if every conversation that law enforcement had with him pertained to Summer, or if they were actually conversing with him on other things. Don't forget, Hunter said they kept his phone. They kept his phone. Right? So they found the phone. I mean, they kept his phone. If you go back and to what Hunter was in trouble for, that didn't have anything to do with Summer. So they could have been keeping his phone just because of maybe some of the individuals he was talking to, his associations with people, and et cetera, right?
They played
From
at this
Summer.
park right over here with all of our kids.
Yeah,
So
my
your kids-
son's aunt lives over there near them, and they had the Halloween before Summer went missing. They had did a corn maze over there, and Summer was out there helping them scare, like, people and stuff. They let the kids get out there and have fun and get on the little corn things and like dress up and stuff. And my son had played with her and said that she was really sweet and she was fun. And it's hard on these kids because
They knew her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're telling us that Summer was a normal kid, that there was a Halloween, they had a corn maze in the area, that Summer was having fun, she was scaring people. Let me say this, there's not too many individuals that knew Summer, in my opinion, that could ever normalize her in our minds. Jose did a little bit. Now this woman, a little bit. And I have to agree. If you think that some of us adults were having issues in our minds, can you imagine how another child felt? I couldn't imagine a child knowing that Summer poof disappeared. I couldn't imagine what would go through another child's mind about that at all. I don't know. All I know about the grandma, Candy Hair, is that allegedly she already had prior commitments to help take care of a family member who was having some sort of medical procedure done. That she had already committed herself to helping that individual. That is what I know about Grandma. Okay. Now, Grandma did have conversations with a couple of people, but the only person that Grandma kind of threw shade at was who? Can somebody tell me? Who did Grandma Candy Hair throw shade at about Summer missing? Committed to her own, but that didn't include Summer, really, did it? Well, I mean, okay, because you guys know I like to look at everything here. Thank you, Knight. You're absolutely right, Dawn. Where did you want her to look? Where did you want Grandma to look? If she didn't know where Summer was at, where would she have looked? I don't remember Grandma throwing shade at anybody but Dawn. And this is just a hypothetical question, and I hope you guys can see where I'm coming from. My ass would not have stayed at 110 Ben Hill Road to watch my daughter and her freaking cracked out, whacked out husband fighting, arguing, doped up, beating on each other. No, ma'am, no, sir. My ass would have been in my car and gone as quickly as possible. Right? But that's just me. That's just me. I'm just saying. Right? Well, yeah, Jenny. I mean, there's no doubt about it. Summer loved her swing. Summer loved her swing, right? I mean, sorry, my ass would have been out of there as fast as I could get out of there. Right? I would not have wanted to stay there. Because don't forget, in October, when Candace filed the restraining order that she dropped, in that restraining order, she mentioned Grandma. She mentioned Grandma. So
how do you think it has affected you, any of you guys, Summer going missing? Like personally, just kind of for a second, leaving Alia's side, have any of you or your family been affected by Summer's disappearance?
Well, Lorianne, you got to remember, Andy was giving them their marijuana. They didn't want to piss Andy off because he was giving them their marijuana. Right?
Parents at all?
Yeah, I've consumed myself with it because it's too close to home. It's too scary.
Yeah, that's
It's your community, isn't it? It's your community that you live in. So yeah, I can imagine
Well,
that.
not only that, just
not even a year or maybe 2 years prior to this, we had a 18-month-old go missing, and unfortunately they found her and she was dead, and her mom
Wow.
is now in jail for that. But you
Oh,
know,
no.
it's
Wow.
God, that's
two
awful.
That's
babies.
sad.
That's 2 babies. And
Wow.
you know, I tell my daughter every day, you could have, whatever, it could have been you. Like, I could have maybe not found you. Maybe they, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I just always think about that and our kids, because, you know, if somebody took her, what if they stopped, you know, everywhere they went? Like, what if they're watching our children play? And I'm over
It is
here every day.
concerning. Yeah,
Oh, I
you
see.
got to keep an eye out for
It's
them.
it's interesting to get that perspective, like, you know, how
And we do know that Summer was seen on camera that day. That is what they came out and said. Now, remember though, law enforcement ain't come out and said anything. So, you know, we kind of talked a little bit about this yesterday. The fact that I'm not going to sit here and say that everyone who has came out, everyone that's came out and said things that they know about Summer's case or whatever, that they're not telling the truth. We really don't know. We don't know. It's up to everyone and what they believe. What they believe. Certain people say certain things. You want to believe them. And, you know, that's why I kind of, you know, I didn't mean to make Pugs mad about the source stuff, right? But why would a source have to be kept, you know, protected if they were telling the truth? Right? What would be the big deal that the person who is saying the things says, I'm the one who said it? Now, like I said, this is totally my opinion. They all knew each other. They all knew each other. They all knew of each other. Now, Jody explained it really, she made it real simple, and I understood exactly what she was saying. It's not that they don't know of each other. It just doesn't mean that they all hung around together. Right? You have an area like that. They all know of each other. They may have been acquainted 10, 15 years before Summer went missing. But it doesn't mean that they talked every day or they hung out together every day, but they all knew who each other was. Andy Bernard said that Allie, I believe even her mother, I'd have to go back and look, actually would come up to the tire place. Right? For sure. You know, that's like Ernie. Ernie Shell told me that he knew Dawn years before, which was kind of weird because he had never said that before. So with Ernie, I had to like throw that to the side because it's like, wait a minute. Why would you come out and say that now? Didn't make no sense. But that was up to me to believe that or not, right? Who is Zeta? We're not talking about that. Hang on, I'll give you my opinion on it. If you really want it. You happy to take care of that? Let me see here. Da, 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 da. I'm not sure, but we're having a conversation, was if. So, I don't think that, I don't think that you are, you know, kind of in our community with what we're talking about. Thank you for popping in though. And, maybe we'll catch you next time. So, all right. Nothing personal, but I escorted that person out of chat. So thank you, Jenny. Thank you. Don't worry about it, Chris. I checked out their channel and yeah. Don't worry about it. So anyhow, getting back to what we were talking about. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a doggone minute. I'm gonna pull this back up.
Oh, it's kind of impacted the community as well. Like,
definitely.
thank you for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the other day they were, hell, I don't think they can hear me. The other day there was a post where there was a lady and somebody in a van trying to get this little girl to get in the car with her, and one of the neighbors had seen it and came over there and they drove off. So it's really scary because it's like, did something really happen to her, or is there somebody out here trying to snatch our kids?
Yeah.
You know,
It's
like,
the unknown.
Right.
So as a kid,
about what-
it's
what
quite
happened.
concerning. Sorry.
And see, we don't actually, one thing that we don't know what really transpired that day, right? We don't know what happened to Summer. How many children within a 50-mile radius could have been approached? You know, you see what I'm saying? For sure. Yeah, it is almost 4:20.
Lying. A lot of people's just lying too much.
There's a comment here from Cher. She's another content creator. Hi, Cher. She says, when Ali says that when H got home, he told her that Summer was alive in the truck. Why was Summer being alive or dead even a conversation when H got home? Which I think is quite a good question.
Very good question, Cher. Why was any of that even a topic of conversation? Right? When Hunter first got home. Why would that even be the topic of conversation? I wouldn't think that that would be something that would be a topic of conversation. Right? As the dry drowning be a topic of conversation.
Yeah, because she hadn't even went missing yet.
Right.
Yeah, it
It all hadn't even went in.
Yeah, it's like her making a comment about, you know, her and her spirit telling her that she was there with her. She hadn't even been gone a couple hours. Why would you make comments like that? It's just,
I mean, none of it makes sense.
None of
Any
it.
of it. None.
No. So what kind of neighbors are
You want
these
to know?
people?
You want to know? I can tell you.
Guys, do you want to know, guys? Does anybody want to know? Or
Yeah, I'm really interested.
yeah, go on, tell us.
What's
tell
it
us.
like living next door to them?
Yeah.
they're on the front.
I want to live next door to them.
They're loud and obnoxious.
They
They cuss their
are,
kids.
I call them the Yankees. That may sound awful, but oh well. But I just got into it again with them last night because they're awful.
And we got to remember that too, right? That these are individuals that, you know, there was stuff going on, there was bickering, There was fighting. The neighbors were fighting with each other. I'm not going to say what these ladies are saying is not truthful. I can't do that. I was not there. But we always, especially in Summer's case, we have to think about all the people that were bickering and fighting with each other. Okay? For sure.
They run their mouths. They think they can bully people. And
Not over here. They're done.
So we
I'm surprised you've not heard them since we've been on this recording, screaming and yelling at their children.
do they scream and yell a lot?
Yes.
Yeah, they're on the front porch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You did tell me a story about the snake and the rats.
Yes.
Oh, Lord, the snake and the rats. You guys remember the snake and the rat story, right?
I was terrified. Yeah,
So apparently there's rats and things that live next door.
Yeah, but we don't live like that around here. That's not normal.
No,
Yes,
not
we do
everybody
not.
does.
No.
No, but you don't want it coming over to your house, do you?
Exactly. Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Exactly.
And for you to act like the house is the problem, no, the house is nice. The home is what you make it.
And the people.
It's the people. So if you've got rats and roaches and snakes in your house, and the way they exaggerated and act like it was a copperhead snake when it was clearly not a copperhead snake, I was just mind blown.
And I just want to make this statement, and I just want to make this very clear. I tried to be good to these people. I
Mhm.
give their daughter clothes when she didn't have any to start school with this year.
Yeah.
I gave, clothes to daughter. I gave, 2 pairs of tennis shoes that, my daughter only wore a couple of times. I gave a brand new pair of tennis shoes that my son only maybe wore like 2 times. I mean, like, never even got a thank you. Still just countless times of just constant drama, and it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, I got upset because I had given them clothes, shoes, and food and stuff, and then you turn around and see these 264-inch flat screen TVs on your back porch. It's like,
Yeah. Well, I was watching a channel the other day, and Ali's been on it frequently, and the first thing they do is put her cash app for everybody. Now, I have no room to speak. I have a channel here. I obviously have a cash up. I have people that send super chats every now and again, and it's all very much appreciated. But suspects, making friends with suspects and putting cash apps up, to me it's not correct. But I mean,
Thank you, Emma. I love her way of thinking. That's one thing I never agreed with. Everyone is still a suspect in Summer's case. Everyone is still a suspect in Summer's case. Now, what I do want to say is, as far as the interview with Unmasked with Ali, it is not out there anymore. Unmasked dissolved the channel. It's not there anymore. What I have of it and what I showed of it at the time, I'm commentating on it. So I don't know if you guys really want to hear me commentating on this. If you just want to go and I'll throw the link in chat to it. And feel free to grab it. This is part 1. That's part 1. And this is part 2. Part 2. And if you want to go watch that yourself, you're more than welcome to. I've already commented on it. And yeah. I kind of just wanted to go over what the neighbor said first. So please feel free to go check that out if you want to. If you don't, that's okay. I'm going to kind of go over it. Probably not today, but probably start part 1 tomorrow. It's taking me a little longer to go over the neighbor stuff. So your dad's still in the hospital, May? Did he have his, did they fix his hip? Bless your heart, May. Oh, shit. I guess I better turn it back on.
From people, and I think that's correct.
And I've done that.
And you know what? I am really not going to sit over here and dog on anybody about their house, how clean their house is, having rats or snakes or what the fuck ever, because that has nothing to do with Summer going missing. He's not wanting to walk. Well, May, he's 92. He's 92, girl.
And I've done that and got hurt so many times, and I'm tired. I'm tired of the laws and being burned and
Yeah,
being
we're
made
just
out to
over
be
it.
something that they're not.
She's definitely no hero.
Yeah.
Because if that was, then you'd be telling Hunter what's the truth. Like, where's the truth? Like, what is the truth? So we can, you know what I mean? Bring the little girl home to be a hero.
Yeah, I mean, that's why to me, the big lie to me is her saying that she got up off that porch and went over to that truck. Because if something had happened to Summer, and say, for instance, she never made it back to that house that night, that day in that truck, by, you know, it could be that H doesn't want to say, or he was too intoxicated to know, or something. But by Ali turning around and saying she got up off that porch and went over to that truck and telling the TBI that and telling people online that she did.
That's right.
Hi! We are telling the truth. That's what we are. You're a liar.
Oh my God, trigger warning. Trigger warning. They start fighting. This is going on between the neighbors. Oh my gosh. Watch your ears, you guys. Watch your ears.
Like, where's the truth? Like, what is the truth? So we can, you know what I mean? Bring the little girl home to be a hero.
Yeah, I mean, that's why to me, the big lie to me is her saying that she got up off that porch and went over to that truck. Because if something had happened to Summer, and say, for instance, she never made it back to that house that night, that day in that truck, by, you know, it could be that H doesn't want to say, or he was too intoxicated to know, or something. But by Ali turning around and saying she got up off that porch and went over to that truck and telling the TBI that and telling people online that she did.
Hi! We are telling the truth. That's what we are. You're a liar. You are not telling the truth.
Uh-oh.
Find out if you're lying.
Uh-oh.
You're not somebody talking to you.
She's recording us, and mad because we're recording. We're telling the
That's
truth.
fine.
She is at the whole crap, so she ignore her because this is what we have to do with.
This, yeah, it's on the daily, but it's bullshit for us to do an interview.
Hang up.
Okay, I think that was a wise move.
Emma was like, got to drop this. Wow.
It was because I seen you at the football field, actually.
I wanted to
So-
ask if
You was. I know you was. I said you was. I have no lies to tell. You was.
Kitty.
I wanted to ask you guys, did you see Hunter at the football field that night as well?
She told me she never went to the truck. Yes, you did. You told me that you never went to the truck and you beat yourself up every. No.
Did you see Hunter at the football field?
No. It's your
No.
story. You do how you want to. No.
She does.
So they said Hunter went to the ball field afterwards. He did then? He wasn't there, or he was?
Somebody kicked in my door and they couldn't do nothing about it because there was no cameras.
Okay, guys, let's just ignore her. I think that's probably the best thing to do for now.
You have to walk away.
You have to be the better person, but sometimes it's hard.
So okay, it's put me off.
We're doing an interview and she's mad in her feels.
Okay.
So
Anyway,
you know,
sorry.
she's allowed to go on and she's allowed to say what she wants on these other channels every night, and she's talking about Candace, she's talking about different people. So it's only fair that other
You guys
people.
get to-
Let me ask you guys a question. Did you really hear Allie say a lot about Candace? Or did you hear other people that was around Allie, i.e. Leslie, i.e. Allie's mama, i.e. Allie's grandmama, or did you hear them saying more than Allie herself? Now, I'm not saying on YouTube and creators because, of course, you know, money talks and bullshit walks, right? Just a question. Well, he's 90, May. He won't use a stick or a walker. He says he's not old enough to use walking aids. Lord have mercy, girl. Lord have mercy. Okay, I'm actually going to end that there. We'll do a part 2. Like I said, Emma's channel is in the description. You guys can go finish watching it. I'm going to do a part 2 tomorrow. I've also got some more stuff. Mama Bear had done a live. I'll give you kind of an idea on what that is. Some of the things that, you know, individuals were doing to try to set up situations to get Hunter to talk. It was very sad. You guys are free to watch it before I go over it. I'm going to share the link. It's pretty interesting. They pretty much used a young girl to try to befriend Hunter to get him to, I guess, say things that the adults couldn't get him to say or whatever. Hey, Linda. And I apologize. I know I've only been on here an hour and a half, but my throat's kind of sore. And we're going to stop it right here. So I apologize for that because I did have a lot of stuff I was going to go over today. But it won't hurt to do a part 2. So you guys please come back tomorrow and join me for part 2 where I commentate and give my opinion like I always do on things. So, and I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you. Thank you, mods, and thank you, members, and thank you, subs. I do appreciate you guys so much, for real. And, you know, let me just rest my voice today, and I'll try to do a couple hours tomorrow. So, no, May. Part 2 is tomorrow. Ding, ding. May. Thank you, Jean. For sure. For sure. So, oh, quit crying, May. May, I'm out of sandpaper, damn it. I'll get some more sandpaper, May. I promise. You'll be fine. You will be fine, my friend. For sure. So, yes, you're right, I am going to absolutely go make me a cup of green tea with lemon and honey. For sure. Well, you know, okay, so I had the Rona. It made me feel like shit. Then I got Rona fog. And, you know, then when I started feeling better from that, the antibiotic and everything, then, you know, the coughing started, and the coughing and the congestion and all that stuff is just really wacky. So I took a Mucinex yesterday, and I think it's probably about time to take another one. Another Mucinex. So, thank you, Lorianne. Thank you, guys. I do appreciate you guys so much. I really do. Thanks for hanging out with me. Definitely go and, you know, snatch up those links and definitely look at it. Hopefully when I go over Mama Bear's live, maybe she'll have time to come over and hang out with me while I'm going over it and can fill us in a little bit more on some stuff. So for sure. But I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you so much. And I will, you've been on 3 antibiotics and steroids. I'm just now finishing my antibiotic. I already finished the prednisone. I was on prednisone for like 5 days, I think. And it really did help. But I think that from the coughing and stuff, that's what's making my throat kind of scratchy and just feeling yucky and everything else. So I definitely want to make sure that I stay healthy, and that way I get to keep hanging out with you guys. So I do apologize for cutting this live short. I hope at least what we talked about so far was worth listening to. And I do appreciate you guys so much. And I'm praying for you guys too. I know everybody needs a lot of prayers right now. And I think of all you guys. I know a lot of people are going through a lot right now. And, you know, I don't like it when my friends are hurting in any way. It bothers me a lot. So I'm definitely sending a lot of love and prayers. For real. So thank you guys. Thank you, Wee. Thank you, Poppy. Thank you, May May. My mods are freaking fantastic people. So I never have to worry about anything with them. So you've been on them twice. I don't really want to have to go on them again. I can tell you that. I am not crazy about steroids at all, for sure. But they do help. I have to say they do help. Luckily, I mean, I don't know if you'd say luckily or not, the Rona, wasn't as bad as like when it started coming out at the very beginning. They said that the cases were pretty mild. I know I wasn't feeling too good, so all right, adore you guys. Peace out. Have a good night. Be you, do you. And I will catch you guys tomorrow. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. All right, later.